So today, the suspect accused of an attempted assassination against the president and the cabinet Saturday due in court as the DOJ reveals shocking selfies in his hotel room, weapon strapped moments before the attack. Fox News contributor, attorney, and retired NYPD Inspector Paul Mauro joins us now. Let's get into the selfies first, Paul. Does this tell you the state of mind, the arsenal that he had, although most of them were knives? Does it speak to the intent?
Well, it certainly does, Lawrence. And what it tells me, and this is speculative, of course, but my scan here is that he had surmised that there was a very good chance he wouldn't be coming back alive. I think he was prepared to fight it out to the end. At least he thought he was going into this entire thing. And I suspect he really did not expect it to play out the way it did. That is to say, nobody shot him. He was, in fact, tackled, despite the fact that the reporting is that the Secret Service fired 5 shots that missed pretty much everything.
Yeah. Paul, let's talk about the Secret Service. Obviously, the security is under scrutiny right now, but let's talk about the court filings. So in the court filings, it talks about the officer hearing those shots. They did not say that the officer fired, actually hit the suspect. It also doesn't say that the suspect hit the cops. But a Washington Post report video shows Secret Service officers fired at the Correspondents' dinner at the suspect. There's no indication in the footage reviewed by the Post that Allen fired his weapon. NBC is saying Secret Service officers was hit by gunfire from the suspect at the White House Correspondents' dinner, according to their sources. So we don't seem to have a clear answer of who hit that Secret Service officer, Paul.
Yeah, that's right, LJ. There's some disparate reporting. And I think the clearest metric here as to what they can actually prove will be if you see the charges upgraded. Right. If you see them add the charges of attempted murder on a federal officer, look, they're going to charge, he is charged, obviously, and they're going to charge him further. And if he is convicted, he's innocent until proven guilty. We know that. But and he might not even fight it. This is such a political act. But that said, you have to remember here that the top charge carries life anyway, and that's the one that, from where I sit, has the best evidence because of the manifesto, the top charge being the attempt on the president. But, with a shotgun like that, I have to be honest, I would have expected if he fired from any distance, more than a bruise on the Secret Service agent. Secret Service agent was never listed as anything but stable, got out the next day. A shotgun at close range would leave a localized bruise like that, as opposed to spraying and having shrapnel all over the place. But I would be very surprised then at close range like that if the wound was so minor that they just said a bruise let him out. So I think there are some questions here, and we're going to have to see. And as I said, I think the metric is if they upcharge.
So real quickly, Paul, because we only got about 30 seconds, what's taking so long? And I just want to crush down conspiracies. And so I think all the information, the speed and when you deliver it has to come out fast. We know that the FBI has the lab. And the ballistics report, they can put a rush on it. What's taking so long?
Yeah, I mean, look, one of the things we know for a fact, Todd Blanche said, is that he definitely fired. So that said, they do know that, but it was buckshot. He put that right in the manifesto. It sounds to me like they're just being ultra careful. They want to get every absolute granule piece of evidence, all the shot, and they want to piece together whether or not it was, in fact, him that fired, or was it, in fact, friendly fire? And let's be frank, a very hectic situation. Look, it's tough to be hitting so accurately with a handgun during a very kinetic situation like that. But those are the vectors sort of blowing through just to see who hit what.
Paul Mauro, make sure you catch his show, the weekly wrap-up. Thanks so much, Paul.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox 1.